Hi guys, it's Tina. I'm making a really simple quinoa flatbread today. You can use this as a pizza crust, slice it and use it as a sandwich bread, or leave it whole and use it as a wrap. In my area, wraps aren't available that don't have oil. I can find bread, but it's very expensive, and so I don't buy it very often. As well as I kind of am addicted to bread, and I do tend to overeat on it. So this being just quinoa, it's going to be the same as eating a grain, and I think that's going to be a lot healthier for me, and maybe for you too. So the only thing that you need in this is quinoa and water, and that's it. You don't need anything else. Now you can jazz it up with spices or nutritional yeast, however you would like it. And I think I'm going to add a little garlic and maybe some onion. If you're going to use it as a pizza dough, you might want to add some basil and some oregano or Italian seasoning. Whatever you like, add that in, okay? So you'll need to do a little bit of prep work for this. And what you do is in the evening, before you go to bed, put 1 cup of quinoa and 1 cup of water in a bowl. And then just cover it and let that sit. And in the morning, you're going to make it. And I've done that, and this is what it looks like. Okay? And then you're going to need a blender. I'm going to use my NutriBullet. You can use your Vitamix or whatever blender you have. And then just put this mixture inside. And it's very thick. See how thick that is? And you can add your spices in as you blend, or you can sprinkle it on top once it's made and before you bake it. It's up to you, however you want to do it. I'm just trying to be real careful to get all of those grains, or at least the majority of them, inside there. Let's see. And I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder. And probably about a teaspoon of each. And like I said, you can wait and add it later, sprinkle it on top. It's up to you. And then just blend this up. I apologize in advance for the noise that it's going to make. I'm gonna kind of shake that. There's a few little quinoa seeds just that were stuck to the bottom. So I'm gonna try and get those in. All right, and it's going to resemble a thick pancake batter. See there? And then you're going to need a pan, and I'm just using a pizza pan, and I've lined it with silicone. You can use parchment paper if you don't have silicone mats, and I'm going to link my silicone mats in case you haven't purchased any, because let's save the environment. Sorry guys. I think it's mailman time. Let's save the environment and not use paper as much as possible, but if you have to use paper, be sure it's parchment paper and not wax paper. This won't turn out if you use wax paper, okay? So if you haven't purchased silicone mats yet, I solemnly swear to tell the truth, they work so much better than parchment paper. And I love just being able to wash them off and reuse them. But things stick better or don't stick to them. And things do tend to stick a little bit to parchment paper, but you're able to peel it off. But parchment paper kind of burns around the edges sometimes if it gets too close to the edge of the oven. And so that's another reason why I prefer to use these mats. If you do baking a lot, especially if you make veggie patties, you definitely want to invest in some. Okay, and see how thick that is? How that just kind of sits there. I'm sorry guys for the noise. He doesn't think anyone is supposed to be on our street. And heaven forbid anyone ever knock on our door. We used to get a lot of traveling salesmen. We don't anymore. I don't know why. 130-pound Rottweiler on a glass door. Scare anybody off. And see how I'm just kind of using gravity to let that spread naturally. And you can make it as thick or thin as you want, depending on the size of your pan. Now the first time I made this, I did it in a silicone pan, just a round pan. And it was impossible to get out to flip. I know people recommend those pans. I really haven't had a lot of luck with them because it's hard to maneuver things to get them out without just destroying whatever it is you made. And then I soak it forever and I just scrub that stuff. And so, as I said, I'm using a pizza pan lined with my mats. Okay, now that's just about covered the whole pan. See how big that is? Now what you're gonna do is bake it at 425 for 15 minutes. Pull it out, flip it, and do another 10. And I'm just gonna show you the finished product in the thumbnail, just to save time so I don't have to edit video and piece things together, okay? If you like my videos, be sure and subscribe, tick the little bell so you get notified. Have a good day, guys.